Hi-ho, folks. Welcome back to D Plus Us. Mitch, we've got another Ahsoka trailer.
We were just saying there's no trailers to react to, so why not, drop a whole bunch? But thankfully only one of them was Disney.
Right? Literally, like, as we say it, bam, Ahsoka trailer. Let's watch this. I'm so excited.
Let's do it.
War is inevitable. One must destroy in order to create. We are no Jedi.
And he did.
The actor or the character?
I mean the character, but like,
of Thrawn's
ouch.
R.I.P. Ray Stevenson.
To the Empire.
What happens when we find Thrawn?
Is that a Night Sister?
Such as you've never dreamed.
Maybe?
I've spent most of my life fighting a war.
Oh, there she is.
That's
There
why
he
I'm trying to
is.
convince you to help me prevent another one.
My
You
boy.
and I both know who could help you with this.
She's still just as stubborn as ever.
I bet your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him, just like I walked away from Sabine.
You never made things easy for me, Master.
As a Jedi,
Chills.
sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can. But I'm counting on you to see this through.
Nice haircut.
Cut.
Oh, it looks so good.
She's back.
Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings.
She's got just the right wonderful level of sass that is Sabine.
Yep.
If we don't stop Thrawn, everything will be in vain.
There he is. There's my boy.
You have
Wait.
no power.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
Is Sabine Force sensitive?
That was the implication I got when she referred to Ahsoka as master.
I thought she was just being a jerk, because that's who Sabine is.
I mean, it can be both, right?
I mean, yeah.
There were hints that she was force sensitive, just the fact that she could wield the darksaber the way she did, right?
Yeah, but it took her, like, training from Kanan to wield it. God, this is going to be amazing. Like, this is the Star Wars show for me. Like, don't get me wrong, like, Andor is still the top of the list, but this is just all my favorite characters coming back. I mean, my favorite war criminals back, Mitch.
Hey, mine too. And I think we're at a point, to your point, that may or may not be a Night Sister. We'll see.
But, like, the last of the Night Sisters is... I can't remember her name from Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor.
Yeah,
Marin.
I can't remember either. Marin, yeah. It'll be interesting to see what the culmination of this Disney Plus saga of Star Wars ends up looking like, because we do know that Filoni's getting that movie that's going to kind of wrap up the Mando-verse, if that's what you want to call it, of which this is a part. I
think it's more than that. It's wrapping up not just Mandoverse anymore. It's wrapping up the animated stuff, too. It's wrapping up.
Maybe not wrapping up. Like, Star Wars is one of those things where even if you think you're wrapping stuff up, they find ways to continue those stories. Like, we all would have assumed after episode 9 that Rey's story was complete. And we now know it is not. And I think they can keep going with some of these characters if they so choose to.
Well, it's kind of like
just
the...
interesting. Yeah.
I kind of describe it like the Marvel thing, right? Which is like the MCU kind of ended at Endgame. And now we're on into an entirely different storyline. It's kind of a lot like what Star Wars does, where it's like, this is just the end of this story. There's so many more stories to tell.
Yeah. It'll be interesting too. Like, I think the reason for me that Andor is at the top of that list, no Mandalorians. And I'm concerned that all we're getting in live action these days is Mandalorians. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, because Sabine is friggin' awesome, but just,
And if we're being honest,
can we have a Star Wars show without a Mando?
Sabine is simultaneously the least Mandalorian and the most Mandalorian of the Mandalorians. Like, Sabine is much more a rebel than she ever was a Mandalorian, which is why I'm like, I don't think this is going to have much relation to Mando. I'm fine with that. I think it's
It
literally
won't.
just...
I was just making a joke.
Yeah. I think it's more just, hey, guess what? One of these characters has a helmet. One of these characters actually shows up twice. Yeah, twice in Mando. Like,
Yeah.
Cool. Moving on. Ahsoka. Everything about Ahsoka, like the character specifically, looks great. Thrawn looks fantastic. But yeah, the thing that's really getting me excited here, because of course it is the Rebels characters. Like these are just
As it
characters
should.
I
I think
love.
that is a series that I kind of wish we had. I mean, I'm sure you have done episodes on Rebels, but just like I wanted an excuse to rewatch them before this show, and I didn't make the time for myself. I still think I might.
Here's
Although
the
it
thing
might
about
be difficult with
Rebels.
vacation coming up.
Once you start Rebels, it's like you just can't stop because it's so
Yeah.
good.
See, I started that though with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. last week, and it's kind of stuck.
I just saw
So I don't
something.
know if I want to distract from my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. rewatch for this.
Look at the
But I
little
think
loaf
I
cat
will.
on her helmet. Look at the loaf
It's the
cat.
details.
It's so cute. I hope we get to
Yeah,
see more of
it'll be-
Sabine's art in this too.
Yeah, I think that's going to be awesome. Just seeing more of these characters, whether live action or animated. Like these characters are awesome, and it's just great that we're getting more of them.
That's another little thing. I love this nod to the classic, the original like classic R2D2 design.
Mm-hmm.
Like the love is clearly in this project, which is like rule number one for like, anything coming out right now, because there's just so much releasing day in day out, books, comics, movies, not even just Star Wars, just everything.
Yeah.
If your project doesn't have heart, you can tell. And this clearly has a ton of heart.
Yeah, and we're going to go right into this after we wrap our Secret Invasion discussion. So I can't wait to talk about this with you, with all the folks out there listening, watching, consuming wherever you do. We appreciate it. And yeah, look for tons of Ahsoka related content coming soon right here on that there D+S.